Hey folks, it's Dr. Groovy, Scott Grove of GroovyMusicLessons.com. Today going to do a little lesson that I will show you exactly what's in it here in just a couple seconds so you can decide if you even want to check it out or not. It's actually going to be a finger dexterity thing, and also will actually get you some really great ideas for your own original lead lines. Especially a lot of you country players, but all you other style players as well. Okay, today's acts. It's the 1991. They made them in 91, 92. PV USA Generation Series. This is the S3, of course, the Tele style with 3 single coils and the 5-way switch. It's chambered, all hollowed out, and weighs nearly nothing. I have a few of these. They're awesome. And hey, easy Tele with 22 frets and lighter than anything else. Not a hard decision to make. If you see one, get it, okay? Again, the USA made one. They don't come around but maybe once or twice a year on anything. Everybody grabs them and keeps them. But anyway, so I'm going to get over here and show you what we're going to learn in this lesson. And like I said, again, you can decide if you want to stay here or not, or you might learn everything from me just demoing this for you, okay? So let's get on that. Okay, so as far as just playing this lick, which we'll do in G, C, and D for this lesson, here is the basic finger dexterity thing for you. Just a nice warm-up thing, and gets us using all of our fingers. And so it goes like this. We're going to do a 1 through 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is all we're going to use, meaning G, A, B, C, D. Okay, so G, A, B, C, D. So, okay, that's going to be the basic lick of how we do this. So it'll be. Do with it, and I'll show you a whole bunch of different ways of using this so it doesn't sound like this, but this is the way we're going to learn it. We're going to do it at a slow pace, of course, at the beginning for those who need it, and of course we'll have backing tracks all the way. Here's one from the defunct Digitech trio here, but with that same lick over top of it, it would be like this. That's going to go. And quickly just show you how to make up your own deals going along, such as basically what we're going after. So hopefully I'll see some of you guys in the lesson, and we'll throw on some distortion and stuff too. Have a good time. It'll last for a while. Why? Because there's things that some of you people want to stick around for. If you don't want to, hit the road. Okay folks, this is all you're going to see of me for however long this sucker goes. Okay, like I said, we're going to start in the key of G, do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in the key of G. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's just the basic scale, do, re, mi, and that kind of thing. And the notes will be A, in there as the second, but the first one will be a G. Okay, so 3rd fret, low E string. So it'll be G, A, B, C, D. Okay, G, then A, B, C, D. And the way this is figured out is, like I said, from the standard do, re, mi thing. There's 8 notes in there, and we are only going to use 5 of them. So from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And for those who aren't quite up to snuff on this stuff, low E string on 3rd fret, low E string on 5th fret. Then we only have the A string left, which is going to be 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 5th fret. Notice on the 5th fret I'm using the pinky. So we will use pretty much all the fingers. Whatever fits, for you, of course, is always best. Okay, so what I'm going to do is show you the exact lick as the way I wrote it for this. And we're going to go really, really slow on this, of course, and then we'll have a backing track so you can play along with me and by yourself. Okay, so what this is going to do is everything that's on the low E string will only get 1 hit to begin with here, and everything that's on the A string will get more. Okay, so we're going to go from G to A. So from the 3rd fret to the 5th fret on the low E. Okay. Now we're going to skip up to 2, 3, and 5. I'm not using my ring finger or my 3rd finger just because it's the way it works out for me. Okay, so we got... Okay, so that's all straight ahead. The 1, the 2, and the 3. Now I'm going to start doing some backing up. When I go to the 4, I'm going to back up to the 3 again, go back to the 4, go to the 5, 4, 3, 4, 3, then like 2, 1. Okay, like I said, just do those one time on the low E string. But there'll be some chaos going on the A string for those of you who are simply newer to this. Okay, so we have 1 being the G, 2 being the A, and then our 3 being the B on the A string. Okay, so we're going to the 3rd fret on the A. Okay, 3, 2, 3. Then going 5, 4. I'm sorry, 5, 3, 2, 3. Those are the numbers of the frets. So then 5, 3, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, so that's all the hard part. We're not done with that little phrase yet. When we're done, within about 4 more notes, that'll be all we play over and over and over again until I start breaking this up a little bit so you can see how solos are made out of this. Okay, the scale is groovy to use, again, like I said, as a finger exercise or even a bit of a solo if you care to come back to it. Okay, again, on the low E string, 3 and 5, I'm going to start using fret numbers like in tab right now. Now 2 on the A string, 3, 2, 3, 5, 3, 2, 3. Okay, if you don't have them, write them down. Again, write them down. Low E, 3 and 5. A string, 2, 3, 2, 3, 5, 3, 2, 3. Now we're going back to the 2. Now we're just going to come back to home base here, going 5 and 3. Okay, so the whole thing's slow. half speed. Okay, so now you can start hearing some of the phrasing. Okay, so again, play along with me and try to get this phrasing down. Phrasing is how it's like basically said. Okay, now that's the thing with this whole deal, is we're just going to simply play that the entire time until I start breaking this up for other things. Okay, so when we go to the C, we're just going to drop everything down one whole string. So then back to G. Then to D. C. G. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing, is just that. The biggest part for me that gets me messed up is number one being to remember to use the 2. 1, 2, because I want to go, but it's to remember to put that pinky down or your ring finger, whichever you're going to use, as the 5th fret or the 2 note in the scale. Okay, another thing that you might do, which I do, I didn't want to say that I do, but I just did, is to sometimes play the root note, which is the G, twice when you're getting ready to go again. So you're actually ending on the G, and then you're starting on the G again. So you actually play it twice like this. I'll play it faster so we can get there. Like that. Okay, now I'll put them together, and you'll hear the G note right here twice. Okay, so you end it on the G, then you hit it again and start on the G. That's up to you. So to make it, hate air quotes, correct, yeah, you would do that. Okay, so that's what's going on. Nothing more, nothing less. And again, if you guys have these notes and have the idea, giddy up and go. Okay, if you already know how to make up solos and stuff out of something like this. And I'm doing them on the low strings right now because in country music or any kind of other music, people forget to play low. Sometimes it's the coolest sound that can be in there. Sometimes not. So we would end up having... you know, up there. So you can play it anywhere you want to. Okay? Every octave, every key. It's just a very easy little thing to remember. And again, you don't have to play it the way I'm playing it, except for when we're learning it as beginner or slightly intermediate players. Okay? It's good to go ahead and learn it as I've written it and then take off. Play it from the middle to the beginning, from the middle to the end, start from the end and go back to the beginning backwards, which we already do anyway, so it sounds exactly the same. Okay. All right. So with the backing track, we'll get to that in just a second. Okay. So going from the beginning, I'll go very slow. We'll go ahead and do it the way it is on the backing track, which is, follow me along here, very, very, very slow, G. Okay. And when I say C, we're just going to drop everything down one whole set of strings. Okay, and when I say D, we'll move the whole thing up from the C 2 frets. way the backing tracks will go is in G, C, G, then to D, then to C, and then back to G. Okay? And I may not do them exactly as many times as we're going to need to do them later, but I just want you at least one time to go through these with me. Okay? So let's go from the G. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. That's all we're going to actually be doing for the majority of this lesson. Okay, and again, like I said, I'll break it up here in the end of this, and when we go 3 times as fast after that's done. Okay, so we're going to be going at this speed. And what that means is we're going to be going slower than what I just showed you. Okay, to make sure everybody involved gets it right. Okay, hard to focus just on one skill level here. So if you want to go to the faster part, it's right after this. So here we go. 2, 3, 4. So now you see what's going on. I will play one more time with you without yelling the chord changes, so you can just play right along with me at this speed. Then we'll crank it on up and keep getting through this. Okay, here we go. In 1, 2, 3, and 4. she's going to go. I'm going to give you guys one by itself with the backing track and without me in here. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now I'm going to flip this thing up to a faster speed, all right? And then we'll keep on trucking. Okay, folks, I'm going to crank it up, do the exact same thing as we did, and this will be more apparent on how the phrasing goes. Okay, so it'll actually be, of course, quicker, and it will be, I'll just do a little bit of the G part like this. Okay, so that's more what we're going for. Again, I know it's a cheesy line, but it's really good to exercise all of your fingers, and again, to give you an idea of what notes you can and cannot stop on, which I will get to in a little bit. That'll be the 1, the 3, and the 5, because all chords, major chords, are made of a 1, a 3, and a 5, which in this case would be 1, 3, and 5 would be. Okay, so where we're going to get a G. There we go. Those 3 notes. See if I'm even in tune here. There, do that. Now we're back in. Okay, so we're going to continue on with this, and the main thing is to just keep up. Okay, so going to go just one time, get this out of the way, and then I'm going to give you a backing track to work with, and then I'll start teaching you how to chop this up. Okay, so here we go. With me, one backing track without me, and then we'll chop them up. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and. And for you, here we go. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. is that. Okay, now I'm going to bring this thing back down about half between what we did now and what we did earlier, and we'll start breaking this thing up and doing the part that I really wanted to show you. Okay, here we go. Okay, now this time I'm just going to go to the track that is in between the first track and the second track. As far as speed goes, go right in the middle. You'll get to play with this jam track as well. This is the last time we'll be going around doing things. But again, improv. I'm going to actually play along with this track just a little bit with some distortion on it, just to show you what I'm going after to show you here. And the first one, I'll keep it exactly where we had it, play everything note for note. Then I'll move up and around the neck over the chords, but nothing will be anything other than 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 of each chord, okay? But just to show you kind of what I'm after to teach you, okay? So we go like this. Here's the tone. Again, from the Fender G-Deck amplifier. All right. It is what it is. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so everything there was just simply 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, and 5s, and stopping on the 1s and 3s. Okay, so I'll come back to my regular tone we were using at the beginning, which should be this. Yep, that would be the one. Okay, so the thing to do here is we'll do this. I simply want you to do the beginning. So we're going to do the beginning of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then go back to 3 with a little vibrato. Okay, here it is using. Now we can do the same thing. 2 on the low G. Okay, so that showed you how to go up to the 5. So that's just something you might come up with out of it. I don't know, just throwing things at you. Here's going to the 5 instead of the 3, which I centered myself around. The Going on there. Let's just slide up to the 5 from the 4. Okay, so we'll go. Then let's just go. Or like that. So 5, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 5. And we can even stay there when we're at the end of a whole thing because we're in G and the 1, 3, and the 5. You can stay on it. Okay, so here we go. And we're going to stick on the 5. Went back and did the first one we did after it. So it shows you how they can be split up and used however you like them. I'm going to do this one again in this position, and most of them here I will switch at the very end of the lesson for those of you who don't understand switching different octaves. But this one here, okay, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3. These are not the numbers of the frets. There are 1, 2s, and 3s. 1, 2, 3. Now we'll actually go from the 3rd fret, 2nd fret, then the G note. So that's 3, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3. Okay. And I can go up to the 5, okay, whichever. So these are just pull-offs, hammer-ons, that kind of thing. Okay, so that's just more improvisation, but throwing you the in all 3 places and just throwing in, again, landing on 1s, 3s, and 5s. Okay, so when we went up to the D, you can actually go up to that note there, which is an E note, which is actually your 3 on your C. That note there. It's easier to go to, but I want you to hunt for where these notes are at if you're not familiar with them. Because if you're coming out of the D to C, you can go. You can go to that, and it's very cool. Or you can come down here to where you already know where it is until you learn what the same notes are in different places on the guitar. What's that last note? It's the 3 of the G. Okay? I'll yell some of these out to you so you can just kind of see now how I'm going to stick the landing on some of these 1s and 3s and 5s from one chord to another. And I just want you to visualize them because I'll go ahead and give you a hint here real quick on them. If you have the G here, 1, 3, 5. Remember, there's a 1, 3, and 5. Also an octave higher. So octaves are 1 string and 2 frets apart. So you skip a string and then play 2 frets up. Skip the A string and then 5, 5th fret. So same thing. Okay, exactly the same thing. You're just climbing octaves. Okay, so that's how we do that. So when we're going from like D to C, okay, we can actually go like say end on the D, because that's the 2 of the C, but we're going to G, so we're going to end on the 5 actually of the G. Makes sense? Because we're going to G does not mean we have to, the chord's going to G, the band is, but we can stop on the 5. Okay, so here's something showing basically 5s and 3s more than anything. Everything there was the 3 and the 5 of what was going on. Okay, nothing special to listen to, but you can hear information that you can use for a solo. Okay, so instead of doing this, you know, that's just simply nothing more than what it is. Again, building blocks, and you go build your own place, blah, blah, blah. But it's all about trying to get you to make up your own solos, but hear how to do so. So again, so that's the octave up. And you can start from there. Because I just showed you how to go an octave up. So you're not stuck way down here going, something you would learn, the 20th time in your beginning classes. So if I was to actually expand from here in this octave we're playing to just 1 octave up, just during the G, you'll expand it from straight down 1 string will get you to the octave. So straight down 1 string puts you where you were. That's a G also. And then you can go. But again, work out of these 3 and the 5 of this chord, and go back to the 1 is always fine because it's safe. 1, 3, and 5 of the scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, stick to the 1, 3, and the 5. Again, 1, 3, and 5 is a triad, which means three notes that make up any major chord in the entire world. So you're playing the 1, the 3, and the 5. So you're just outlining the chord is what they call it. So you're just going. Okay, so that'll get you on to other things. You can go ahead and play that, and you probably already know what that sounds like, but now you know how to do it. 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5. Then you can change That's 1, 3, and 5 of G, C, and D there. One time I did a different thing, which was called screwing up, but I was fine because it was in the same major scale. Okay, so here it is, same thing, but 2 different octaves. Very short thing. I'm making it all sound very 60s and 70-ish and things like that, but that's to try to let you hear the way this would and could be played in this particular style. Now, the other thing to do, let me grab another tone here, and we'll kind of just do the ending of all this. Okay, I'm going to go to a neck pickup. Okay, so if we use a little distortion or overdrive with this same backing track earlier, but I'm going to stay within those 2 parts again and just show you that it sounds different. Simply nothing more than that with this kind of sound going on. Basically it over the course of 4 different octaves going on. Okay, so it's easy stuff if you stay on track of here's a G, there a G, here a G, everywhere a G, G. Then from there we have to skip a part of the whole deal because of the way the B string and stuff's tuned. As long as you know that, then a G up here. So try to do that as many octaves as you can, the whole. Okay, so try to do all 4 octaves and work on it. Even though that, I know, sounds stupid, but it's the root of getting to someplace cooler, okay? Nothing I played today was cool. I didn't set out to do that. I set out to just simply let you know what thirds and fifths sound like, and it's always safe to go there and stay there and land on those notes. The 2 and the 4, can you land on them and stay there? Not usually, no. You can go there to do a little bit of tension, but you have to come off of it. Here's 2 and stuff and stayed on them. They are musically correct, but to stay on them for too long is not something people usually do. So concentrate on the 1s, 5s, and the little 3 guy. Okay, so that'll be that. I want to give you this backing track in this tempo. So here it comes at you. Then we'll say our goodbyes. Okay, here's the track. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that would be that. Hey, folks. Hope you dug all that stuff. Again, it was meant to kind of give you some new ideas as far as 1s, 3s, and 5s go. And the lick is actually useful in doing that. But again, think of this as a tool, again, to just simply get your fingers going. Play that sucker as fast as you can, the little lick I wrote. But again, stop on the 3, stop on the 5. You can stop on the 4, then come back off into the 3. Stop on the 4, go up to the 5. Stop on the 3, go up to the 5. Stop on the 5, go down to the 3. Whatever, all that stuff. Change octaves, please. You can chase the chords, which means to do what we were doing today. Every time the chord changes, you change with it, but you don't have to. While everything was changing today, you can actually stay in G for 90% of this stuff. Okay, work with it, see which notes actually do keep on staying there. When you get to D, you'll notice that the G note will not work. You just have to take it down backward 1 fret, so you get a G flat, and then everything else will actually work. But the notes you can stop on will change. But do that. That's your homework right there. Want everybody to be groovy. Or leave, man. Okay. I want to show you again the other of a few PV Generation S3 here in transparent black. Again, crazy cool axes made in 91 and 92 only. If you can get one and you want a Nashville telly that is probably about 5.5 pounds. No, not price for you guys across the pond. 5.5 lbs. So yeah, weight wise. So you guys, once again, be groovy. I'm Dr. Groovy, and have a groovy day. All right, later.